Hey guys, how's it going? So I've been getting a ton of email over the last, in all honesty, few months. I was going to say a few weeks, but few months. Essentially saying, Scott, you know, your free content's great. What's the difference between the free content and the academy? And a lot of guys have been saying, you know what, I'm getting a ton of stuff out of your free content. Do I need to be a member of the academy? And if so, what do I get? And I totally understand. So I thought I'd put a little bit of a video just together to show you how much is going on inside the academy, because from the outside you're only seeing the absolute tip of the iceberg. I know I put a couple of lessons out every week, but the academy is something completely different. It's really, we've just passed the 1 year birthday of the academy, and what I envisaged to start with has completely blown up into something else. It started as, an idea to give sort of like step-by-step education, basically. I knew there was a need for courses. Instead of, putting lessons on YouTube is one thing, but it's great, but in a way it's really confusing for people, because people need some sort of step-by-step education. Otherwise, they're just going all, doing this and doing that and doing another thing, when really they should be on a path and focusing on that path, traveling along it. And I knew there was a need for that step-by-step education. So that's what the academy started out as, some courses, step-by-step courses. And now I think we've got 6 or 7 full courses in the academy course library, ranging from how to play with a band and being in live situations with drummers, right through to a full over 10 hours course on chords and arpeggios. We've got courses on setting up your bass and like bass maintenance and stuff like that, and you're about to see all that anyway, so I won't tell you about it. I'll show you in that part of the video. But the thing that really blew the roof off the academy was, well, firstly, how popular it's turned out to be. We've just sort of like topped, I think we've had 10,000 members join up in the last 12 months, which is, completely insane. It's the biggest online community, bass educational community there is in the world right now, and it's just absolutely thriving in there. And then the other thing that really blew the roof off it is that other guest tutors got involved as well. So there's not only me teaching every week, and because there's a lot of live contact in the academy as well, where I'll answer people's questions directly, and you can submit videos and all that kind of thing. I'm going to show you that in the rest of the video. But as I said, the thing that really blew the roof off was other guest artists getting involved as well, and not just anybody. These are sort of like the bass education elite almost. We've got guys like Ed Friedland. Hi Ed, if you're watching, follically challenged just like me. We've got Steve Lawson, who isn't follically challenged. We've got Steve Lawson, Todd Johnson. Todd's follically challenged as well. Hey Todd. Who else have we got? Danny Mo Morris. We've got Anthony Wellington. And these guys are in, like, every week. We have a completely live seminar where all the academy members get to ask these guys and me, because I do live ones every week as well, questions and just get direct advice on their bass playing and what they should be working on next and the full thing. So really, I really love you to check out the rest of this video, because I'm going to show you sort of like a real sneak peek inside the academy and walk you through each part of it and how it can just completely blow the roof off your bass playing, take it to a completely different level because of the way I've constructed the entire thing. And essentially it's what I wanted when I was a kid. I wish there was something like this. My progress would have been a lot faster. So other than that, check out the rest of the video. If you like what you see, there's a completely free 14-day trial, so you can sign up, check it all out, and if you don't like it for any reason at all, you don't even have to contact me. You can just cancel it within the actual academy, so no risk at all. Anyway, so check out the rest of the video. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Okay guys, let me show you how face-meltingly cool the academy is if you haven't seen what's inside it before. As I said, there's some real crazy stuff going on in here. It's over there, the academy is just over a year old now, and it is just completely, it started off one thing and it's just exploded. So anyway, let me just take you through step by step, and I'm going to try and go really fast because there's a ton of stuff to cover. First of all, when you get to the homepage, when you're logged in as an Academy member, it looks like this instead of what you're used to seeing. You can go straight to the dashboard, which I'll show you in a minute, but also you can just, scroll down here and this will show you the latest stuff. Like we've got Academy Show, we've got a bass hang, which I'll talk about. We've got a live seminar from Danny Mo Morris, live seminar from Anthony Wellington, Todd Johnson, and we'll get to them in a bit. But anyway, let's go to the Academy dashboard, which is kind of like the home base. It's the center of where you sort of you go when you're in the Academy. So this is your dashboard, and this is where you navigate the Academy from. You've still got the things up here in the top tab, but let's look at the juicy stuff. So the first huge thing is the courses, and this is one of the huge differences between the free stuff that I do and the Academy, is that we've got step-by-step educational material. For instance, we've got the definitive beginner's guide to bass guitar here. That's nearly 5 hours long. If I click on this, you'll be able to see it takes you through so you can, I've obviously started this course, so I can continue this course, but as you go down you can see the course instructor is me, and then you can see all the lessons. So we've got choosing the right bass, the anatomy of the bass guitar, right through to down here creating your own bass lines. We've got 1, 2, 3 and 4, and all of these are different colours here to show if you've watched them or not. Basically, if I go through to a lesson page, I'll just click on here, and this is just one course, okay, so this is the lesson page, and then you can click through to next lesson here, and then you've got the other lessons underneath it there. So it's step by step, and that's that's why I really started the Academy initially, because I knew that just putting a ton of lessons online was going to help some people, but at the same time it was going to confuse a ton of people as well. So that was the original idea behind the Academy. As you can see, this is the course library. We've got the Essential Groove Techniques course, where I'm in the studio with a full live band talking about creating your own bass lines. There's the Technique Deep Dive for bass, which is epic, over 2 hours long. There's the Essential Bass Maintenance and Setup Guide, where Chris May comes in and, really he takes you step by step through setting up your own bass. Harmonic Layering course. We've just finished this monster of a course. It's over 10 hours long, and it takes you through arpeggios, chord tones, scales, and exactly how to use them. You've got all the downloads here, workbooks, we've got backing tracks, and as you can see, I take you through all the arpeggios. Then there's module 2, and then look at all the lessons here. Insane amount of information there, but importantly, step by step. Okay, so, and we've also got a chords course coming out as well, but I'm not going to tell you about that because it's a bit of a secret. So we'll go back to the dashboard. I don't want to. That's for the end of this month. Now, what else? I've got it written down here. So that's step-by-step courses. Oh yeah, every week we have live seminars. We have visiting guest artists, and these aren't just sort of regular Joe blogs. This is kind of when I talked about the Academy blowing up into something completely more than I could have ever dreamt about. This is one of the big parts of this. What we do is every week we have guys like Steve Lawson. Actually, Steve Lawson was in yesterday, and we've had Todd Johnson, Ed Friedland, Anthony Wellington, Danny Mo Morris, one of the longest serving guys at Berklee College of Music. These are sort of like the bass educational elite, and the guys that I've just talked about there, they rotate round and do a seminar every week. So there's like a live seminar every week with them guys, where you can, and this is the key bit as well, where you can ask them live questions, in real time. They have a chat box and it comes through, and you can just type your question in and they can answer it. And sometimes we do a full live Q&A with those guys, where it'll just all be Q&A, but sometimes they split the seminar. So Half of it is on a specific topic. I think yesterday Steve was talking about how to creatively kickstart your practice routine, and then the second half is like a live Q&A. So we try and mix it up and keep it really interesting. So that's the live weekly seminars, and also we've got the base hang as well. So that's faculty seminars here. We've got the Danny Morris, Anthony Wellington, Todd Johnson. That's the you can just click through. All of this is archived as well, I should say that. So as soon as somebody does a live Q&A, there's Ed, follically challenged, just like me, grooving on his G&L bass. As soon as the live Q&A seminar takes place, the day after, it's put up in the archive. So you've always got, if you miss it or anything like that, you can just go check it out. Let's go back to the dashboard. I want to tell you about the base hangs. So the base hangs, we do a couple of these a month, and this is with me, and we've got Jeff actually on a lot of these, Jeff Chalmers, who is, he has his own website called Discover Double Bass, which is really wicked. You should check that out. So these are a couple of times a month. They're always over 2 hours. We try and keep them at 2 hours, but they always go over 2 hours. And this is where you can submit your questions via our forum for me to answer, and we always answer everyone, which is why it's over 2 hours long. So if you want direct feedback from me, you can ask me in the base hang. And also these are live as well, so you can pre-submit questions that I will answer, or we have a live chat roll as well, so you can just ask me them live if you can make it. And again, as you can see, these are archived. So this is, what are we on? Base hang number 28, right? So there's 28, you do the math, they're over 2 hours long. Oh, and I should say as well, if you do miss them, you just click on it when it's archived, and you can see exactly what time here. If I just scroll down, you can see exactly what time your question was asked. You can, open up and close the questions, different questions. It's really, really good. And a lot of people have got the same problems, you see, so it really helps hearing, what others are struggling with, because a lot of the time you'll be like, me too. Me too. If only I had that when I was coming up, a completely different, would have really, really helped me. So that's the base hangs. And then also, if I go to the forum, every week I do a student focus video. And this means everybody in the campus, all the academy members, everybody can submit hopefully not everybody, because there's thousands of them, but every week we normally get about between 10 and 20 videos submitted that want direct feedback from me, and they want to show me their issue, their problem that they're struggling with on video. So if I go down to get feedback on your bass playing, and I'll show you around the campus in a minute. This is the campus. So people submit their videos in here, and then every week let me just see, I'll show you one. There we go. Every week I create a student focus video, and there you can see that's me there in the corner, and I go through everybody's video, and obviously you can see the times that I've given the feedback here as well through the video. Every week I do one of these. It's every Friday actually. Let me just go back to the dashboard. So every Friday I release a student focus video where I go through everybody that's submitted a video. I go through and give them direct feedback, and that's great if you've got a specific like a technique problem, or you're wondering about what to do with your soloing, and you just want you want my opinion, and want to know what I recommend you do. What else have we got? Oh, by the way, this Academy classroom here, this is where you watch the live guest faculty seminars. They're all in there. You just click on there, go through, and they're live. They're on. It's amazing. I'm always in there. I think I enjoy it as much as anybody else. What else have we got? We've also got interviews. So every month we have a cool interview. For instance, we've got Evan Brewer, Zoltan Dekany, Ed Friedland, Chris May, Stuart Clayton, Lee Pomeroy from Take That. Great players. What else have we got? Sorry, I'm rushing. I've just, there's a lot of stuff to show you. And as you can see, my free lessons are just the absolute tip of the iceberg. This is a completely different beast. This is sort of like immersive. We've got step-by-step courses. We've got direct access to the best bass educators in the world. It really is. I think on one of my pages, I think it might be the homepage of Scott's Bass Lessons, and it states, if you want to get, your bass playing to the next level, you've got to live it. And that is exactly what this site is about. It's exactly what the Academy is about. It's about living it. It's about, giving people the chance to ask the best people in the world, how to, get their bass playing to the next level. So anyway, I'll take you through the campus super fast. We've got the shared, the bass hangs. That's where you submit your questions here. In fact, I'll just take you through. Next bass hang. So we click on here. And here we are. This is everybody's questions for the next bass hang. Go back. We've got introduce yourself. Everybody introduces themselves. We've got general instruction, inspiration and influences. Oh, this is one of my favourite. We have a member spotlight every week, but this is one of my favourite bits, the common room. This is where members from the Academy community upload their own lessons, and because we've got some great players involved in the Academy, full-time professional, we've got beginners right through to full-time professionals, people that are teaching in universities, they're all in here. And this is where the members upload their own lessons. It's called the Common Room. It is one of my favourite places to hang out. Gigs, so you can promote your own gigs. We've got transcriptions. This is where Academy members can post up their own transcriptions, because one of the things I really recommend is, transcribing all the time. And obviously, what a great place to share it as well within the community. We've got an upright corner and an electric upright bass corner. We've got a fretless bass corner for all them, people that are into fretless, me included. Then we've got course discussion, where we're discussing certain stuff. Oh, there's Joe Hubbard down there. Hey Joe, if you're watching. And then, this is really cool. We've got the monthly challenges. I'll show you that in a minute. And then obviously we've got get the feedback on your bass playing. We've got the practice logs. This is really important. The practice logs, when you join as an Academy member, I really try and get you to start your own practice log, because it can, completely change your bass playing. When I started a practice log, I can't put into words what a difference it made to my bass playing. It was like completely night and day. We've got find a practice group. So we've got practice groups where people hook up online over Skype, groups of sort of like 3 to 5 people, just for, accountability, making sure everybody's, practicing and, and just getting stuck in and stuff like that. And then obviously, as any bass forum needs, we've got the Let's Talk Gear section as well. And unfortunately, I go in there too much, I've got, gear acquisition syndrome, isn't it? I've got it more than anybody. And we've got like effects forums and accessories forums and stuff like that. And as you can see down here, like, this community is absolutely thriving. It is the busiest and most vibrant bass educational community online there is in the world. If you just look at the numbers here, we've got 98,000 posts. Okay, that's in the last year. We've got over 10,000 members. The most online was nearly over 3,500. Like, it's just, what an amazing place. And then finally, before I sign off for today, hopefully I'm giving you a great example of sort of like how cool this is. We've got the vault as well, and this is where this is kind of new. So there's only one thing in here at the minute, and this is where I'm putting all my rehearsal videos. So for instance, here's a 45-minute video of me rehearsing with a band. And it's just showing you how I rehearse bands, because there is a real knack, there's a real art to rehearsing bands. It isn't just, let's get in a room and hope for the best. It's really great fun if you know what you're doing. And I think, the last thing as well is the workbook. So if you go to the lesson library, and you'll have been there before, because it's where it's all the free lessons. So for instance, if I go to Basslines and Grooves, let's go to bass riff of the week. I don't know. Let's exploring the bossa nova. That looks good. Let's do that. So exploring the bossa nova. If you scroll down, underneath each of the lessons is a member download section. So you can download the workbook for every single one of the free lessons. There's a full workbook with action steps, what you should do before, what you should do after the lessons. You can download the video files. You can download the audio only files if you want to. You know, a lot of people listen in their car and things like that on the way to work, and then you can download the backing tracks as well, and that's all from directly underneath the video as well. And I think that's it, guys. I'm just going to have one more check. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I wanted to keep it really brief. Oh, there's like schedule and stuff like that, and it tells you who's come in and all that malarkey, latest forum posts, and you know, it's really great. So the deal is that there is a completely free 14-day trial for this, okay, for the Academy. So you can try it out completely risk-free, see if you like it, and if you don't, if it isn't for you for whatever reason, that's cool, you can cancel. You won't be billed in that 14 days, you can cancel beforehand. You don't even need to contact me or any of my team. You can just sign up, you can try it out for the 14 days, and then afterwards you just go down. If you want to cancel, you just click that button, bop, and then forget it, well, hopefully you'll press forget it, I'm staying. But look, and then you just, oh no, we'd hate to see you go. So you just cancel in there. Obviously it says for me nothing to cancel, you're not a paid member, and that's because I'm the boss. But yeah, so you just cancel your membership from down the bottom of the dashboard if for any reason it isn't for you. I really hope you'll just try it out. It is such an amazing place. You've got nothing to lose. 14-day free trial, and just come along and check out the live seminars, check out the courses. There's some amazing stuff going on. So other than that, guys, I'm just going to try and end this all at once. There we go. Other than that, guys, take it easy, and I will see you really soon in the shed. Bye.